On June the 10th was a tournament on Loomian Legacy organized by Hayden from Tales of Sonorio. Everyone could participate and the winner could get some prizes. You probably already know how a tournament works, so I'm just gonna jump straight into the rules. Basically, two opponents are gonna face each other in two solo battles. If one of them wins the two battles, he is considered as the winner of the confrontation and gets to continue. But if each opponent gets a win, they have to settle it with a duo battle. That's literally it. Hello trainers and tamers, Claren here and welcome to this Loomian Legacy Tournament. Now, as you can see right here, I was on the right part of the board. It may not seem important like that, but I can assure you that it is. Because the thing is that I do not know anything about those I'm gonna fight in that part. And I don't know how good the people I'm gonna fight are. But I know how skilled at least 3 other players are on the other side of the board. And those 3 people I have to worry about are Nerb, Taste My Blade, and Sweet Pea. I know these names and I definitely know they can kick some butts. But I'm not too worried. I started Pokemon strategy back on 2014. So, what could go wrong? And out of those 3 names, guess who's gonna run into each other in the first round? That's right, Blade and Nerb. I decided to record their battles because I knew there would have been something good to say about it. I think it was a good thing to start the tournament with their confrontation. Here's a quick summary. Nerb won the first battle, Blade won the second, and Nerb won the duo battle. Meaning that Nerb is the one who won the confrontation. We won't treat this battle in here, but don't worry, you will hear more about this battle later. Now, let's get just straight to the point. My first opponent is going to be Matt. I don't know anything about him, I never fought him before, but hey, it's the first round, I should be okay. So for this first battle, I decided to lead with Tyrex, predicting a Zulong lead. Wrong call, it's Whippledrift. Obviously I know Whippledrift is faster, but I know it will set up, so I should be okay attacking here. I decide to Steel Crush on it and yup, I was right, setting up. With a single Magnifies, I know it can kill my Tyrex really easily, but I don't want to take more damages on my other Loomians. So I decided to Steel Crush again. He sets up again, which I didn't expected, so I could land even more damage. But yeah, now I know I will lose my Tyrex because it's slower, but... Was my Tyrex faster? Oh well, speed tie I guess. First blood for me. Matt sends out Oxydrake, but that's nothing a shell-boosted Earthquake can take care of. And that's a double kill. But now he decides to send out Harvest, which can be a problem as this also knows Earthquake. Being aware of that threat, I decide to switch into Factory, my Strat Soul. Second round call, I take a crit Soulstorm. No matter what, I cannot afford not to attack. I know he's either gonna take a lot of damage on his Harvest or switch. So I go for the Jet Stream, Matt switches into Obsdrugon and he takes a crit. Following the same logic, I keep going but this time with a Metal Blast. Matt switches again and sends Dragodine, who takes the Metal Blast, then a Jet Stream before X-Storming. Unlucky you, I have a lot of special defense. One last Jet Stream and Dragodine is down. At this point, nothing could save him. I send Mucho in who will take care of the Harvest, then Obsdrugon, and it's done. First win for me. See, that is a good example to show that one mistake can change everything. One action was enough to allow me to get this over with. I am gonna give you a quick advice here. If you run into a dangerous foe like either it's Pokemon, Loomian Legacy or duel or anything, let's assume that you have nothing that can take a hit from the monster. What you will have to do is, if you really do not have the choice, just switch into the thing that seems to be the weakest of your team. And that is especially if you have something that took damage, and then you can try to chip away with some other Loomians, Pokemon, whatever it is, then have some hope to take it out later. The problem here is that Matt decided to keep switching and yeah, he couldn't deal any damage and it was too late when he realized it. So basically the quick advice is, if you have the occasion to deal damage, go for it. Even if you have to lose your Loomian afterward, you at least could deal damage and have the chance to take out the target. Otherwise, you will just lose your confrontation and it will be basically over. And now, it's time for the second battle. This time I decided to start with Dulong, expecting an Obsdragon lead. Second mistake, it's Oxydrake. And, well, you remember what I just said, right? About one action that can change everything? How about we take a look at this? I wanted to pivot using Ancient Roar, but I probably forgot something important. Oh my god, I think I did a huge mistake. Anyway, I knew that only my Mutagon could take a +3 outburst from an Oxydrake, so I went in for the Mutagon. But then it got outsped and died. Poor Cartoon Man, his first appearance was just to become a punching ball and die. But you know the drill, nothing a shared earthquake can't take care of. Anyway, here comes our Arvisect. So, assuming I will die to an earthquake or any soulstorm, I decided to use my secret weapon. Of course it didn't kill, I didn't intend to kill anyway with that, but now my Tyrex can rest in peace. Wow, looks like I'm making a lot of mistakes here. But that's alright, my Zulong can take care of this. And came Jagadine, who gets electrocuted a bit too hard, made me use my clutch plushie in the process. Gets replaced by Eleguana, forcing my Zulong to surrender its life. But Moto comes back and does what he's the best at. Kill every single Loomians of Mats, allowing me to win. Second victory, which means I get to the round 2. Well, that is pretty much a good start, I guess. Hopefully things do not go too hard afterward. Right? So yeah, I just won my first confrontation. My next opponent will now be Dharma. As you can see, his team has a lot of fighting type and mind type weaknesses, which naturally means Mutagon is the best choice here. And looks like I was right. After making sure to take a hit and trigger the Rageful plushie, my Mutagon could simply hit like a truck and blast holes in Dharma's team. I could wipe out his team without much difficulties by using Mutagon, Nevermare and Stratsaw. Just look at how I was at the end of the battle. GG, well played! But you know, nothing comes without consequences. And my arrogance might be punished. The second battle starts and Dalma leads with his Kanemo while I lead with Mocho. And my Mocho gets immediately outsped and dies. I decide to go for Zulong, but Dharma switches into Sumo Bito, uses counter stance to lower me in the red, but I still manage to take him down. Ursel comes out, forcing me to switch into Stratsaw, and what a surprise, it has Quick Punch. Dalma switches again, letting the Kanemo die, and then Gabademic comes out. I sacrifice my Zulong, considering it did its job, and it's time for Cartoon Man to go wild again. Dalma triggers the Rage plushie, then Gabademic gets swept and die. Ursel comes back, and I assumed it wasn't a double priority Ursel. Terrible mistake that makes me lose my Mutagon. At this point, I accepted defeat, but I kept fighting the best way I could. Anticipating a quick punch, I go for Nevermare, and yeah, I was right, which is a good thing. And Nevermare managed to kill the Ursel, so there's still hope. I can still win this after all. But then, he came out. Girlash. No, I'm losing this! Oh no! No! This is actually terrible for me. JJ, well played. Yup, exactly. This is what we call the karma. And with Dharma winning the second battle, it means we will have to settle this with a duo battle. And you guys have to know, I suck at double battles. But I think it's more than time to use something that a lot of people have been waiting for in this tournament. So my first double battle starts, and Dalma leads with Cannibal and Carbantis, which is kind of scary considering I'm starting with some Poison Slug and an Angry Mochi. And guess what happens? Again! I forgot it one shot! Yeah, sometimes I really deserve to be slapped in the face. But trust me, it's not over yet.
Destroy.
Chicken attack! You're mad! I'm back!
Oh my god, dude, that battle was like the most terrifying I've ever had. Yeah, Prologon is not my ace for no reason. Like, dude, whenever I use my Prologon, there's just some kind of shonen spirit that just appears. I'm just literally gonna win, almost every time. I just love my Prologon. So yeah, thank you Dharma for this battle. I really enjoyed it. It was very cool. And with that new victory of mine, I can reach the quarterfinals. This time, I'm gonna fight Radiant. I never fought him before, but I've heard he's not quite bad at the game. But yeah, the thing is, whenever you're close to get defeated, you tend not to lower your guard. And... yeah. I'm sorry, Radiant. You probably had a really bad time here. Well, semifinals, I guess. This time, I'm gonna fight Henry. It's Hayden's brother. But yeah, sometimes funny things can happen in tournaments. I think. It's a duel battle, dude! That's not... Oh my god, I made a mistake. Okay,
Bye.
Hello, I'm a stupid idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent a duo battle request to Henry because I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, we can make the battle afterward and... Listen, I won't show you the second battle because it was basically the same. But it was brought to my attention that Henry is not a PvP player at all. Like, it was semifinals, and somehow I ran into Henry, poor him, who apparently had no trained Loomians. Honestly, I don't know if I should be proud of this at all. But anyway, now it is time to take on the ultimate challenge, the finals of the tournament. And to be honest, I expected only one person to reach the finals and fight me. Nerb. So now I will let you imagine how surprised I was when I heard Nerb lost at the semifinals against Sweet Pea. That was truly unexpected to me because I always knew Nerb had a lot of skills and I was really afraid. If someone managed to defeat someone as skilled as Nerb, then my dude, I better be worried. There might be something you ignore though. I am what you can call the master of metal types. And today I will show you how great that type is by using it for the entirety of the confrontation against Sweet Pea. That's right, you heard me. I'm gonna use my mono metal team for the finals of the tournament. No matter what happens, no matter what anyone does, I will use nothing but metal types. And of course, you know what that means. He will come back. So the first part of the final starts with Sweet Pea leading with Dragodyne. Personally, I'm starting with Submarine, which is a pretty good matchup for me. Sweet Pea switches into Swolder, which is very complicated to pronounce, takes a Thunderstorm revealing the webbing to me, but also get paralyzed in the process. I decide to keep playing very aggressively by Steel Crushing, but my Submarine takes a solid baneful bash on his face. Thankfully it survived, and with that I managed to finish off the Swolder. Dragodyne comes back in, and as I couldn't stack up the Revas because of the webbing, Dragodyne could just Draco Beam and kill my Submarine. Not to worry, Toby the Honda will take revenge. One good Thunderstomp and the Dragodyne is out. Sweet Pea sends the very scary attack from Gargolem, which naturally forces me to switch. I wouldn't risk to run into a clutch plushy Gargolem and lose my Honda like that, so my Strutzor comes out and takes the Boom Bash, and then being confused in the process. Sweet Pea switches again and Arapago makes its way into the battlefield. Forgetting Arapago has Thunder Strike, my Strutzor will have to take one, then will get hit because of the confusion, and then will get outsped and die. But that's okay, Diebold comes in to avenge his fallen friend. Arapago Thunder Strikes, triggering the Rageful plushie, and then gets Baneful Bash to death. Gargolem comes back, and obviously, with our Strutzor being alive, there's absolutely nothing I can do against it. Diebold surrenders his life after accomplishing his mission. And now it's time for the hero to come in. My Protogon appears and will single-handedly wipe out the rest of Sweet Pea's team. And that's the first win for me. Phew! That was a tough battle, wasn't it? I mean, what was I supposed to expect from Sweet Pea? I mean, we're in finals. So yeah, that's one win for me. Only one win, and I will be able to claim my crown. And honestly, things are not over. Trust me. The second battle starts, and Sweet Pea goes for Synaga while I go for Submarine again. Pretty confident about my Shark's damages, I decide to Aqua Draw, but I end up being locked on Aqua Draw because of Synaga's talent. And the Big Bad Cake decides to poison my Submarine, which naturally means I won't be able to stack up the rev-ups until the end of the battle. But I have no other choice but to keep going. Sweet Pea switches into Arapago, who easily takes the Aqua Jaw, then another one, and while I was counting on the Volt Pearl to tank the Thunder Strike, it seems it wasn't enough. I mean, no matter what, I would have died because of the poison. No matter what, this Arapago is now defenseless. I send in Honda and decide to Mega Chomp, anticipating an Helvantic switch, but Sweet Pea decides to sacrifice their Arapago. And now Helvantic is out. My Honda gets outsped, which means the Helvantic has specialty boots. My Robot Dog takes a crit Thunder Crash, and of course the Mega Chomp doesn't do enough damage to kill. But now I have the information it has specialty boots, which naturally means I can safely switch into my Tyrex to Earthquake, but of course Sweet Pea switches into the Big Bad Cake, who takes the shell boosted Earthquake, then tanks another one, lands a Spite, my Tyrex misses the Steel Crush and get poisoned. I finally take out the Synaga, then Sweet Pea's set Mocho, and now you're about to see why you can lose battles really easily. You wanna know why you're losing your battles? Just pay attention. Yeah, trust me, when you make that kind of mistake in the final battle, you just feel dumb as hell. I mean, just look at my reaction whenever I realized that it was just a chocolate bar. The chocolate bar! I just realized it's a consumable item. Oh, and it would have been a better idea to realize it earlier, don't you think? Well, now you know what's about to happen. 1 for 1. 1 win, 1 lose. Duo battle. At least that's what we thought. Because as it was the final battle, Hayden decided to let us choose between a solo battle and a double battle. Of course we chose the solo battle. We didn't want the finale to be boring to watch. And this is what happened.
Psych!
And that's it. That's how I won the tournament. But you know, there's something I wasn't proud of. The little Henry. Do I really have to be proud to win the tournament when there was just an actual child playing? I don't think so. So I thought I could at least do something nice to him. You know what? In the sake of Henry, the funny little guy, I think we can all make some stuff for him. You know what? I'd want to give every reward to Henry because I think the dude deserves it.
Okay, I'll give it all to Henry.
Okay.
Let's call Henry right now. Yo, Henry, guess who won the tournament? Claren did.
Yep, Claren, I knew it.
He said that he's really proud of you and that he wants to give you his reward since he already has enough Robux.
Okay.
Oh!
I don't know.
There you go, my little dude. So yeah, this is it. This is the end of the video. But before you leave, there's something I need to tell you all about. Like, as I'm writing those lines, the latest trailer from Tales of Tenorio released. And I received so much compliments and good comments in every social media like Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and everyone was so nice with me. Like, everyone was happy with the voice acting I made for the Professor Iroko. So I would like to take a minute or two just to say thank you. Thank you all for those comments. It really means a lot to me. I know people worked hard on this trailer and still work hard for Tales of Tenorio. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your support. And yeah, that was the first video of my channel. I really hope you liked it. Like, this is the first video of my channel. It is very long, but I sure know and I can assure you that not all videos will be like this. And I am very impatient to release the first video of the first concept of this channel. And keep up the training because the hunt never stops.